Here's the shitty intro part.
Yeah.
Just do it. It's time right now. Sunday. Huh?
Yeah, carry on.
That was it. Sunday. Let's try it again. This is take 2. I guess this is take 3 now, technically. Sunday, November 10th, 2013. Welcome, Patrick.
Hello. It's Miss Doubtfire.
What?
Miss Doubtfire, I don't know.
Oh. When was the last time you watched Mrs. Doubtfire?
That's been years.
Is that like a big part of it, or is that like her catchphrase?
Well, she puts her face in the pie and then sits up, he rather.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next thing. If you call her a her, it is Mrs. Doubtfire.
Have you ever watched the YouTube video of Mrs. Doubtfire recut as a horror movie?
No.
That's a good one.
Should I look this up?
Yeah, I think, why not?
Alright, let's start it out with Mrs. Doubtfire as a horror movie. Even though this computer's running like garbage right now. Let's see what we come up with. So what's new? What are we doing here this week?
I just made a pizza.
Ooh, what kind?
It was a Mama Lucia's pepperoni. But what I did was I cut it into squares to kind of, make it seem like it was a fancy ordered pizza.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
Did you get a good cut on the squares? Did you get
I think so.
Tiny corner pieces or anything
Perfect
like that?
corner pieces.
I started about probably 2 years ago cutting my pizza with the with a 3-slice run. So I cut it in half, and then I do 2 like an X after that. So it ends up being the 3 slices. But the X is like off-centered. Rather than cut it in half and then cut it in half again and then cut all those halves or quarters in half to make 8 slices, I go with the 6-slice pizza.
Wow. Yeah, I like that.
I recommend it. I started, probably like 2 years ago. Never looked back.
I think it sounds pretty good. You probably get your toppings on there without having to just stop and reapply too many times,
We are just killing it at the beginning of this so far. This is a good week.
Oh yeah, did you find that video or no?
Episode 21. Mrs. Doubtfire recut as a horror movie. Let's see how well this plays. Or if it even plays on this computer. Oh my god! Alright. Intense music.
Turn me so I can watch it.
You want to see it? Alright, here.
Yeah. Never mind. Yeah, that's good.
If this fucking thing even works. Oh.
It's fine.
Yeah, his computer's just skipping the whole time. This isn't working.
I refuse to further subject free innocent children to your peculiar and potentially harmful behavior.
So now we're just listening to something for the podcast. Can't really describe what's going on, but fucking just sucks. Alright. We started so great, now it's all fucked up.
Well, anyway, it's funny.
It's very well done, but I wasn't even able to watch it to describe it because the screen was just freezing on the shit computer.
What you been up to today, there, Murphy?
Today was a good day. Went shopping without a wallet.
Did you know this before you got your first round of clothes?
No, I knew before I even left the house. Danny Peasled wanted to go. Wanted to do a little shopping, hit the new one of those new outlet malls. And so I did a little running, and then I got in the shower, and then I started to get ready, and I load up my pockets, my usual pocket things. the old chapstick in one. I got the phone. And normally the wallet goes in the back pocket, but there was no wallet to be found.
You know?
We went to a wedding last night. It was my cousin. My cousin got married.
Oh yeah, how was that? I know you had the dinner.
Wedding things.
Something.
It was at the Sheraton in Clayton. It was cool. I mean, it was different, and I had fun. Got to dance. They played some, definitely some dance moves going on.
Yeah.
Played Jamiroquai's Virtual Insanity. I killed it.
Yeah.
Dude, me and my grandma took the dance floor alone for Andrew WK's Party Hard. It was amazing.
That's such a great song. I love that song. Whenever I'm feeling down or I really want to party and take it to the next level, I put on that song.
Yeah, I mean that was the vibe, except no one else wanted to party. Like everyone left the dance floor. It was just me and my grandma rocking out to some Andrew WK Party Hard.
Such a great song. Well, good for you and Grams.
Yeah, thank you. But I guess I handed off my pocket things that I just mentioned to do like all the walking because Miles and I were ushers. So I handed off my wallet and phone and all that other stuff to like my dad or my brother or whoever had it. So this morning, today, when I couldn't find all this stuff, I assumed it was in my dad's jacket or my brother's jacket or in my car because it fell out or any of this. And I realized that as Danny Peasled was like pulling up to take me. So I just got in the car and went without a wallet. I was like, yeah, I'll go hang out with you, dude, but I can't really shop.
Did you want to shop, or was it more or less like you didn't care because it prevented you from spending money? Or
it was a mixture of the two. We were getting lunch, so he had to pay for my lunch. So I felt bad about that part. But aside from that, I mean, it was nice to not spend money because I would have just because I have money to spend.
Sometimes I just leave it just to prevent. I have to trick myself into not doing things. So
that would, I mean, I might use that now, knowing what just happened to me. Except I got home and my wallet was in the jacket that I took with me.
Wow.
I never put the jacket on, but I carried it out because it was a little warmer outside, just in case I needed the jacket. And I had checked the regular pockets of this jacket, but it was in a pocket that's on the arm. It's like on the bicep. There's a pocket on this jacket.
The outside of the arm or the inside?
Yes, the outside of the arm. And I guess last night when I put my wallet in my jacket in my car, like the jacket wasn't on my body, so I just stuffed it into a pocket of the jacket, and it turned out to be a part of the jacket that I've never like accessed before. So I didn't look for the wallet in that spot because I didn't know the spot existed.
That's really interesting.
I know. I told it really well, and it was an interesting story that I took probably like 5 minutes to describe. It was maybe a 2-minute story tops, but that was my day. Now we're all caught up. Wedding for the weekend. It was fun. Got to see Clayton was in town from Florida. And yeah, rehearsal dinner was Friday.
Free dinner is always good. I mean, no matter what the...
It was Pasta House. Had a couple glasses of wine and some like Pasta House buffet was how the style went down. Got to see Tony Mites. So that was nice.
Older Tone. Yeah. Older Mites.
He looks great. He lost a lot of weight.
I like to if I just see him, I just like to pretend that I'm around Tommy.
I mean, it's easy to do. They're pretty similar people. But he looks like thin. He looks just like my Trevor character on GTA. Like the way I have his beard and his hair and everything set up, it looks just like Trevor.
I finally got that going. Thank God.
Oh, you found your the next place.
A little bit of a hold up, but it's going now. So.
But yeah, that's me. Caught up me. What's up with you?
Being a piece of crap today. That's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
We woke up late, made a sausage, egg, and cheese toasted sandwich. Went and played disc golf, and it was beautiful outside. It was much needed because thought the season was over, but it was a good, nice 55-degree fall day, and it was just what the doctor ordered. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful day.
Yeah. And so playing some Grand Theft Auto and now just being a lazy ass and not doing anything.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna load up this audio while it's all doing all that stuff. I'm probably gonna play more Call of Duty. Not new Call of Duty, old Call of Duty. But,
what's your percentage? Not Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto.
Oh,
What's your?
I don't know. I turned it on yesterday for like 20 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's nothing to do. Like I beat the game, so the things left to do are like collect spaceship parts and submarine parts and all that stuff. And I just don't.
Spaceship parts.
Yeah, there's like a. It's not like I don't think it's a real integral part of the game, but I guess apparently some UFO crashed. And there's some guy in the desert that you talk to that wants you to find all the pieces of it. And there's 50 pieces of a UFO. And I guess it's... You collect them all and give them to this guy and something happens. I don't know. We'll see. But
do you know what happens or...
No, I have no idea.
Okay. That is intriguing to me. That sounds like something I want to do.
Yeah?
I mean, I'm getting... The story's good so far. I'm sure it gets crazy. But, that's the kind of shit I want to do. I want to build a UFO. Did we talk about the Xbox and the PlayStation 4 last week? Did we do that?
I don't think so. What do you got?
I don't know. Games stuff coming out.
Was that the Mrs. Doubtfire trailer?
No.
Oh.
It was Call of Duty Ghosts. Somehow it was running on its own.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care about the systems right now. I barely play video games at all anymore. If a game comes out that'll make me want to have it, like Little Big Planet 3.
Oh yeah.
Or something like that is maybe when I'll mess with it. But I got
what's on the agenda?
Plenty of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we could go anywhere with this. We could go news first. Things that have happened in the news in the last week, and maybe our special takes on it was fun on what has gone on, or we can go with maybe a few observations I've had throughout the week, and or things that I've heard, and what our thoughts on those things might be. I mean,
okay.
we could go anywhere.
Well, I like observations. They're my favorite type of ovation.
Okay. Then let me toss something out. Let me toss something out there for you, and we'll get your thoughts on this observation. Now, I didn't have my wallet, so we can go with this cash thing that I've been thinking about. Do you think in the future that cash will be obsolete? You know, like it'll pretty much not obsolete, but it won't exist. You think we'll basically go down to all digital stuff? You know, is there always a need for cash? Because I mean, like, we went and got haircuts, and you know, Heather had her like thing she plugs into the phone, and people just swipe their card into her phone for payment. I think, you know, maybe at some point cash won't be a thing.
Well, you know, the real driving force behind the economy is the sale of illicit drugs.
Ah.
And,
but that's in Bitcoin
I would hope
now.
that you're not like going to Tyrone's on the corner and the dude busts out an iPad. It's like, yo, dog, you want a receipt? Like, I think you want that kind of untraceable. So I don't know.
I don't know, but drugs are dealt through Bitcoin at this point now too, though.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that thing went down though, didn't it?
No, I'm sure it all still exists. The what's it called?
Bitcoin,
whatever Rainbow Street Golden,
yeah,
whatever. There's a few different kinds like that, but I'm sure they all still exist, and they'll reinvent themselves in a new way. If not, you know, I'm sure your standard way to get a hold of your drugs would be to give someone cash and they give you drugs. So that's one example of maybe you want cash sticking around. Yeah. Do you have a second?
Well, I just don't trust the computers, you know, Skynet and whatnot.
Is that a Bond thing? Is that GoldenEye, Skynet?
No, Terminator.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Well, you got the gold bullion that was supposed to actually equal to the amount of paper that's out there. The paper turned into, like, inflated beyond belief, and now it's all digital, and the inflation is gone, like, completely out of control. So, yeah, probably. It'll probably all be gone so that they can just type a few extra zeros and, you know,
now here's
get
where
whatever monies they need.
here's where the observation came in. What are you gonna do for homeless people when cash is gone? What are the homeless gonna do?
Well, those people are really moving up in the world, and that's where I
The homeless?
That's where I really see the iPads with the yo dog, you got $1.50?
You want a receipt for your donation to the homeless? They're gonna have like iPads with little things that you can swipe your card for the homeless people to donate them money.
I feel like we talked about making a video out of this, like a homeless guy that like stood on the side of the corner and like with his notepad made a sign like homeless need help, and then like people like roll their window down and he like has them swipe their debit card and into his thing, you know.
Wait, with his notepad like an iPad? Like he has a homeless need money whatever sign on his iPad?
Yeah, he's holding it up.
That's brilliant.
And then people get out their debit card and they swipe it for him, you know.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, I thought that was an idea we had. But no, that it'll probably never be. There'll probably always be some tangible kind.
Yeah.
You just buy like gift card type cards that are expendable or something. There'll always be some sort of physical.
I mean, the card would be the physical thing at that point. But cash, I don't know. You give homeless guys like a
iTunes card,
coops and stuff. iTunes.
Yeah.
He's for his iPad.
Right. I don't know.
So yeah, no, that was a little thought. You want to stick with little thoughts, or you want to hit the news and come back to the little thoughts?
No, fuck the news. Well, eventually, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
Okay. There's this one. I think I heard something about it, and now I've been curious.
Yeah.
You know how the 90s, the 80s, 70s, every decade has their own little feel to them.
Yes.
And you can pinpoint like clothing and what year that was a style and a thing.
Right.
Can you tell a difference between the year 2000 through 2010 and 2010 through thus far almost the end of 2013? Is there a decade difference that you've noticed the last 3 years from the first 10 of the 2000s?
See, it's so hard because the older I get, the more I get into my like selfish bubble.
Yeah.
Where I stop observing things like that. But I feel like there's certainly a difference between 90 to 2000. So, meaning that the 2000 to 2010 was much different than 90 to 2000, right?
Right.
But I feel like now things are just standard. Like maybe from 05 on, I wouldn't be able, I've thought about this before, I wouldn't be able to really identify, like if I saw a picture of myself at least, or like my friends, I wouldn't be able to really tell you what year unless like, you know, yeah.
You can notice what's going on around and be able to point, yeah. Well, I don't know. You could tell because you've had those experiences, but could you look around at humanity as a whole and think,
it was 2011. No, probably not.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's still early in the decade, so there's plenty of time to sort it out, and maybe later in the years we'll be defining things that'll say these are the 2010s, the 20 teens.
Not sure what they call. Maybe we're just getting old and we don't observe the kids in their high schools and what they're wearing. But I don't think it's drastically different. You know?
It's not, and that's another point I was going to make. But there is a drastic difference in every other decade, 90s, 80s. Whether you get older or not, there's eras of things that happen, and the 2010s don't seem to be any different than the 20,000s.
Now, here's something, though, which we'll probably certainly fall victim to, which is the technological fads. Like the iPhones and the stuff that we think are so far in advance will certainly be blown out the butt, like with something much farther beyond holding a phone in your hand with whatever, or...
That's why a homeless person having an iPad in the future isn't really that far-fetched, because they could be pretty much worthless very soon and easily accessible by the homeless. But as far as like music and stuff goes, my sister blasts music when she's like showering and getting ready for cheerleading and all this stuff. She listens to the same shit that we listened to when we were in high school. Like there doesn't seem like a musical change. Like she listens to Death Cab for Cutie and like old Minus the Bear and stuff like that, and I don't think it's really much. It might be my brother and I influence a little bit, but if they're listening to the same music that we listened to like 10 years ago, are we not? Because I don't observe new music. There's not a lot that comes around that I'm like, all right, this is what's going on. This is what people are listening to now.
I just assume I'm losing touch because I don't seek it out, but I think she's maybe just an exception or something, because there's some pretty retarded stuff that I hear when I'm so lazy in the morning that I won't put on my phone to like play music, and I put on the radio and I just go with the least intolerable, most tolerable.
Right. But I mean, are there any music stations that are playing new, different things that aren't pop music? There's pop country now. That's what's going on.
That's everything.
Pop country is a big thing, and then pop, like the One Direction or the Katy Perry or the
K-pop,
Miley Cyrus or any of that stuff. But there's no real music feel difference.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I felt like maybe that wasn't me. Or no, I'm sorry, that wasn't the world not advancing. It was just me not looking for it. Because we were always like, oh yeah, this is different. This is cool. That stuff that's on the radio, you guys are dumb. I'm not saying we were totally like that, but I was this is pretty much a good segue. Maybe medium quality segue.
Okay. Let's hear it.
I was over at Kyle's, and Kyle works, just to say hello.
Kyle, what up?
He wasn't there, and his girlfriend Liz was there, and she ran me and Kelly through like the highest end K-pop. Are you familiar with the term K-pop?
K-pop. No, please explain.
Korean pop.
Oh, like Gangnam Style?
Like boy bands, but like to a whole new level.
But this is hot Korean items in Korea, or they're Korean and they're hot here?
They're Korean and they're there in Korea, and apparently, God, it's so creepy watching them.
Yes, it sounds like it.
She's like, they started when they're really young, and they train them to do this, like, and all these moves. Oh, they were like trained to do that, and like they had to train 4 years before they would even allow them to all this weird.
It's like the Russian Olympics.
Guidelines. Dude, it was like super creepy the way it all was like. I think you should watch some K-pop when you get some time.
Korean pop, K-pop.
Yeah.
And she knew all about this stuff. She ran you through it and was like, check out these guys.
She, like, knew their backstory, like, completely. Like, oh, he went blah, 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 and they were in this together. And she showed me this video, and it was just, like, them being like, and like, the quality of the videos were really good, but it was just, like, God, I don't know.
Did they have, like, Korean culture type feels to the, like, was there panda bears and fucking crazy colors and...
It was ridiculously Americanized, but then, like, think of, like, an anime, like...
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
But then they do, like, these rap hooks that you've heard in, like, certain American songs, and they have, like, flat bills, but they're all, like, super neon. Their hair's all crazy. Like, just picture anime kids, like, doing American mixed in with like other Britney Spears type shit, and it was overwhelming.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to get out of there. It was a bit too much.
Just ran from the K-pop.
Yeah, I mean, just give yourself a little time with some K-pop. I can't give you the names because I don't know, but they're like super bands over there. They're like bigger than whatever you said.
Katy Perry.
The whatever boy bands we have here. One Direction.
One Direction's huge, bro.
Yeah, well, like bigger than that, I guess.
I don't even know what One Direction looks like, sadly. It's so behind the times, we don't pay attention. We don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
I don't know.
What else did you observe this week?
I mean, those are the top observations. I didn't really pay much more attention other than how dumb I am with a wallet. Covered what was the other thing? The money. No homeless cash in the future. So pay on their iPads.
What if what if it was a prostitute and she had like her little iPhone one, a little more discreet, but like you wouldn't even want to like slide your card in the thing.
You wouldn't want to touch her iPad after you fucked the prostitute.
You just give her money, but you slide the card, you take something with you. You know, I don't know. Anyway, continue. That was just the last thought I had.
No, I mean those are most observations. Though no feeling for the difference between the 2000s and 2010s. And then the rest of the stuff that I had prepared. I'm air quoting the prepared thing because I didn't prepare it, but the rest of the stuff's pretty news based. So yeah. I don't know.
You're gonna have to, fill me in along with everybody else because I just turned my TV back on, but I don't know if. Well, I could click on this news tab here on Google.
Google News.
But I bet you have it already. You probably sifted through the crap.
No, not really.
K-pop news.
K-pop news?
No, I typed K-pop earlier, and then
you're gonna get results based on your previous searches, so it's gonna think that you're into the K-pop thing and kind of cater to that for you.
Yeah, it's in there. So what do you got there in the news? What's in the news?
I think we could have covered it last week because I had on my Pulse app marked the story, but I guess it was last Sunday. We could still hit it though. Did you see the skydivers? The planes crashing that had the skydivers in them? Is that enough? Dude, you gotta look this shit up. But, so these two planes collided in midair, and they were full of guys doing, like, skydiving, like they were out there to skydive. So, everyone who was in the planes just jumped out. And there was, like, 11 skydivers that survived the midair collision of planes.
Wow. Was this about 5 days ago? That's what this thing's saying.
Yeah, I think it was last Sunday, but, there could be a different article after that. I think one of the planes, the guy actually landed it, and the other plane pretty much exploded, and the guy had, like, a backup parachute on, the pilot, so he jumped out with the other skydivers. And there's videos that the skydivers took. You could see them, like, falling towards the earth, and there's plane pieces on fire falling around them, and like all the other dudes skydiving down too. It's fucking nuts.
It's loading right now. I'm trying to get it to, but continue here. It says skydivers capture harrowing mid-air plane crash in their helmet cams. I guess like a GoPro or something. I really want to get one of those, even though I don't do anything extreme. I just buy a $400 camera you could strap to something and then not like strap it to anything. Just use it.
I'd put it to use. I'd find things to use it for. I'd fucking strap it to my car and just watch my drive to work or something. Be like, that was badass.
Well, I just want it for like B-roll shots, like like you said, getting in the car, or like driving or something. Just stuff in between filler shots. All right, I'm watching this here. The dude's hanging out.
Yeah, they get on the wing or something like that first.
They hit the top. They came down on top of it.
Yeah, they like ran into another plane that was flying below them or something
Holy
like that.
Shit. The guy that's hanging almost got his legs broken off,
Yeah,
man.
no shit.
And then it's just instant fire.
Yeah. So they jump out and there's just flaming plane parts. And pretty much one of the planes is like straight up and down, falling almost in a whole piece.
Yeah.
And it's
just nosediving. Oh my god. And then, yeah, I'm watching the helmet cam now. Sorry, just give me a moment.
No, it's good. I just think it's
pretty wild.
Yeah, to be able to do that and how everything's caught on film. I mean, I guess every skydive, most skydivers are filming their jumps anyway, so it's not a surprise there that the cameras were rolling. But there's probably so many angles, like at least 10 different angles because of the 10 different dudes.
It's like one of them landed.
Yeah, one of the planes, actually the pilot landed it. There was damage to like the propeller and one of the wings or whatever, but
it's crazy because he was nosediving, like he was going straight down.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Wow.
Dude.
Well, that was worth it and easily accessible.
What did they say anything about the pieces of the plane? Like, I know all the guys were fine, but one of those planes just crashed to the earth. Like, have you played GTA where you got to fly a plane yet?
I've not gotten to the airplane yet.
You can just take a plane and jump out of it. Like, you'd be piloting the plane and just jump. And you can watch pretty much what that video just looked like. Just watch a plane plummet to the earth. Then the cops get after you and shit. But yeah, you just jump out and pull your parachute and watch a plane crash. So imagine those two planes hitting. One of them landed, but the other one had to fall somewhere. Like,
yeah, well, like they were showing people picking up pieces, like 3 dudes. It didn't seem like very heavy, like giant pieces of this thing. It says all 11 people survived. That's pretty crazy, man.
Imagine taking Rocco out to poop, and you look up and this plane just falling from the sky with 10 dudes there. Plane just smashes into the house next to you. Like, what the fuck? But I thought that was a rarity and very interesting and cool to see. And so I added it to the list of things that I needed to share with everyone.
Would you skydive?
I would like nothing more than to skydive. All I want to do is skydive. I have a terrible fear of heights. And I feel like I would either pass out before I got to jump out of the plane out of fear, or on the way, like I would jump. Because I think the first time you have to be with someone, like go tandem. Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'd have to
that's
jump with
what's
someone.
stopping me.
I'd pass out. Because you'd have to be strapped to someone, you wouldn't want to do it. You'd want to do it solo.
Like, I'm all about it. I say that now here on the Save Lovely Earth.
Yes.
But I don't want to go butt to nut with some other dude. I just want to the first time I want it to be like, oh, I'm going to fucking die. Like, I just want it to be, I want it to be all on the line the first time I jump out. And just... But the only way you can do that is if you jump out and they pull the chute immediately.
Yeah.
Which,
no, you gotta fall for a minute.
Free fall, man.
Free fall. I mean, we've talked about, like, Dan Sheldon and I have talked about it a lot. And I think a few other people. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna save up. Yeah, Jeff Seaver wants in on it. I'm gonna save up and sometime next year just book everything and pay for everyone. And then be like, alright, dudes. Saturday, we're jumping out of a plane. So show up because we're doing it. Enough talking about it. But I feel like that would change a lot of things in my life. Just a simple jump. It happens probably every 5 seconds. People jumping out of a plane. But I'm so terrified of heights, and it would be a big step for me. I don't think it would help my fear of heights at all. Like that the hotel we stayed at when you got married.
Yeah.
We were on whatever, like 25th, 26th floor. And just standing on that balcony with the railing and everything.
Disorienting.
It's terrifying, but there's no danger.
Well, your body's saying you are literally a foot away from death. Even though there's a rail here, there's so many other variables at play. Who's the guy that put in the rail? How long's the rail been there? You know, I don't know. You look down 30 stories and you're going to feel a little bit off.
I could put my head on the glass window and put my entire body's weight onto just my head and look down. But I could barely stand in the middle of the balcony thing. The night before it was raining. Dan Shelton was out there just running back and forth, sliding. And I was scaring the shit out of me. But,
oh, yeah. Ugh.
I don't want to
my butt tighten
just
up.
watch my friend just fly over the rail and... Like,
Yeah.
dude, who was around when our friend Jim Hamilton fell 3 floors from the balcony?
3 stories onto his face.
Yeah. What the fuck, dude? And
He
was
went
just,
to run and throw a bag of trash over the stairs, and he fucking went with it
yeah,
onto his face.
from 3 floors up, just smashed the ground.
Dude,
Imagine
so it
seeing that. You'd be like, no, my friend is dead, and I just watched it happen. That sucks.
My friend is sure to be dead.
But sure enough, fine, just fine.
Nope. I get on Facebook today and I see Jimmy saying something about shredding the gnar on something.
Yo, absolutely.
Nothing's slowing him up.
He's out there doing backflips on dirt bikes and fucking using crossbows to shoot animals and shit. Guy's a nut, but
Yeah.
like as far as the heights go, O&A always compare it to. They give the example of if there was a sidewalk, like a regular sidewalk that you would walk on, and you just put that across the Grand Canyon, how you could never, like your body would never let you just walk across it, even though you've never fallen off of a sidewalk. You know, like a 6-foot sidewalk, you could never fall off of it ever. But for some reason, putting it at a height like that and just trying to walk across it, your body wouldn't let you walk. It's such a weird feeling. You're
Puckers
fine.
my butthole. I don't like it.
I don't either, but for some reason, jumping out of a plane, I hope it doesn't, need a plane crash for the jump to occur, but I like to jump out of a plane. I think it'd be badass.
I've probably said this before, and I'm sure I have, but if I was ever terminally ill, I would be like a professional wingsuit flyer.
Those guys are nuts.
The guys that fly like 5-10 feet off the ground and bank around like canyons and stuff like that, doing 150 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
No parachutes. They just jump out of a plane with a suit on, and they
They have a
fly.
parachute, but it's a very tiny one because they're like super aerodynamic. They just fly.
There's people that do it without chutes. They just fly to the ground. They're nuts.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, they're insane. But yeah, they're like, you have to calculate the way they're going through a canyon or like a hole in the wall or something like that. They have to calculate it so far ahead because of how fast they're going that if they even fuck up like a little bit, they're just
That shit's
splatter.
awesome.
Madness.
So the photo shoot that we both kind of turned down, or at least I turned down,
Yeah.
and Shelton definitely ended up backing out.
Oh yeah.
Was today, but what was also today downtown was a meet and greet for the new Star Wars movie.
Oh.
And basically, whoever the casting director, chick was, she was looking for a specific look, and she was just going to be kind of walking around talking to people, and if she saw somebody that she wanted, you would be like the main character almost, like it would be Han Solo and Leia's son, one of two. They were actually looking for two, a male and a female that are twins, and that are Jedi.
Ah.
Yeah, so you never know. I told Kelly, I was like, I can't make it to your thing, but I'm going to go down and stand in and see if they'll pick me to be in Star Wars. But it didn't, I didn't go, of course.
So you'd be willing to have that look. You'd want to have that look.
Dude, they'd be like, pay me to get buff, and they're like, use the Force, penis. And I'm like, okay. And I'd be in the movie.
You think you could do that? You think you could act? Do you think you would be able to? Do you think you have the nerve? See, I think I'd be too nervous and scared and just like suck at it.
I think it'd be such a crazy thing to do that you just have to find a way.
Just out of body.
Well, then you were like rich and you were in Star Wars, and I mean, I'll do anything for money these days. So
Just learn how to act.
Yeah.
Be rich, bro. You got that look that's needed, I hope.
Well, I didn't go, so.
Oh, well.
Like I told you earlier, I'm a lazy piece of shit. I mean, playing disc golf was enough. That was actually great, but no, I will not be in the Star Wars movie, unfortunately.
No. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe they won't find exactly what they needed. You could send in like a picture and a brief description of yourself and say, I'm Penis and I want to use the Force.
If you give me this job, I will start to work out. So,
Were you in the age range at least? Were they looking for a certain, or they didn't say any of that either?
It was 18 to 23. That's all that really said. But
Yeah.
I am 26.
I
So
am Penis. I could play 23.
I am a Jedi. But no, anyway. So yeah, that's that for me. What else you got? What else is in the news?
The other big one was, I don't want to talk about that football player, the bullying thing. I don't care about that. You know about that stuff. We can just hit it quickly. There's a player that quit because one of his teammates was bullying him on like a
professional, like NFL
player. Turns out this guy's like a huge asshole and does like crazy stuff. There's videos of him on the internet just being an asshole in the bar and stuff, but it's a typical like jock type behavior stuff. And I guess everyone's backing the bully and just calling out the dude that's like a tattletale, being like, don't be a fucking dick. Like, this is,
don't nerd.
You know, it's like the frat mentality of, you know, bonding and brotherhood, and it's about more than bullying, whatever. So that's going on, but I don't care about that. That's just a distraction from the Redskins thing, and from the probably from the breast cancer thing that came out. You know how so the NFL will sell everything that's sold in like the month of October. They put a bunch of like pink shit on it, and proceeds go towards breast cancer. But it turns out that it's only this small percentage of like the wholesale price. So let's say you buy a jersey for $110. Well, it's only a percentage of the like $30 that they spend to like make it, which is like the percentage ends up being like $3 or something out of like the 110 that you spend, which is still good and it goes towards the thing. But they make it seem like they
portrayed it like it was
this amount and not the whatever amount that it is. So
wow.
So now they're using this bullying thing as a distraction. That's my conspiracy theory take on what's going on there.
Well, the marketing teams are creative. That wouldn't surprise me if that was the way they were going with that.
Marketing. I got Chad looking into our website a little bit. We got the Life.Internet website. I haven't really touched it.
No, we've put about 40 minutes into that.
It looks like garbage, and you know, we kind of set up like an original template of, you know, hey, we can do this and this. Then we kind of never touched it again. So
yeah,
our buddy Chad, that's like his thing, is like web design and all that shit, and he runs a company out of it. So I gave Chad the password and everything, and he's gonna look into it and see if he has any pointers and stuff. But yeah, we could. Chad's trying to train people to do jobs for his company. Like he's an LLC and all this stuff. I think I'm gonna have Chad train me in like the web design and stuff. I know I have no qualifications or job training or schooling on any of that, but if he taught me how to do it, it'd be fine. And you know, if people needed a website design, they could go to Chad. Chad doesn't have time to do it, sends it to me. I do it and get a percentage, and Chad gets, you know, the majority of the money. So he would be my pimp, essentially.
Yeah. Well, he'd be a good pimp. He'd be right. You know, he'd treat you good.
Yeah. I mean, as long as
Kid
I'm
Technologies, is that what it is?
His main bitch. I don't know the name of it now that he's looking into it.
Key Information Technology Kit. Is that it's like he's trying to like compete. Wow, Rocco, shut the fuck up. He's trying to compete with Geek Squad.
Yeah,
is what it is. No, that'd be a good opportunity because he'd be the kind of guy that he's so ridiculously motivated that you get in at the right time with him. I would be the type of thing later on where he'd be like established, and you need somebody to like handle the personnel, the whatever. Company to company, or
there's a job for your skill set somewhere in his company.
Oh yeah, I'm a bullshitter. It's always a job for me.
But I wasn't trying to talk about my future job opportunities. I just wanted to plug Chad's shit, and then I didn't even know the name of it anyway.
Your pimp.
And let everyone know that there might be a better life.internet website coming pretty soon here.
Yeah.
But who gives a fuck about that?
Well, we're going to branch out one of these days. Audio, video, photo, something or other. I don't know. Maybe.
We'll talk about it for another year or so.
Yeah.
Let's do the wrap up. One last story, because I know this one will be good for you. The man in, where the fuck was he? In New Mexico? I think it was New Mexico. That was searched, the cavity searched and all this stuff because he was clenching his butt cheeks, got pulled over by the police. You got to look up this story. Just look up like a New Mexico man cavity search.
Cavity search. That's what I had done while you were.
Now read this story to the listeners and yourself, and read it out loud and learn about it as you go along. And react, because I think your take on what happened here would be great.
Well, hold on, the stewards are arguing. I'm trying to talk over this.
Speaking of some stewards.
Let's see here. Find something that starts at the beginning, at least. Let's see here.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably.
A New Mexico man is suing the police for allegedly subjecting him to multiple digital penetrations and 3 enemas, among other shockingly invasive medical procedures, all on an invalid warrant, all without finding any drugs, his lawyers claim. The lawsuit states that David Eckert, 54, spent more than 12 hours in custody last January at a police station at a local hospital after being pulled over for a traffic violation. Yet he was never charged, nor did authorities find illicit substances on him. Defendants acted completely outside the bounds of human decency by orchestrating wholly superfluous physical body cavity searches performed by an unethical medical professional, states the lawsuit, which filed earlier this year but has garnered more public attention in the recent days. Try to wrap this up here.
There's a few details in this story that you got to at least realize. So far you've learned that he was pulled over for a traffic violation and then searched, which included multiple digital penetrations, enemas, and what else? Were there x-rays involved, I believe?
That's what it said, something like that.
Okay. So I guess there's video versions of the article that I looked up showing what happened, but yes.
It says Deming police officer said that he saw Eckert was avoiding eye contact with me. His left hand began to shake, and he stood erect with his legs together, the affidavit stated.
He had a bow.
Wow, that's some pretty substantial stuff right there.
The way I understood it, the way I heard it, I don't know if more details have come out, but there was a drug dog that sniffed his seat and kind of acted like there was something going on. So they assumed by that happening that the drugs must be in his butt. And by the way that he was standing, whatever. So these cops all were like, hey, you got shit in your butt. Not shit, drugs. You got drugs in your butt, and we're going to get them out. and so they just started fishing in there with their fingers, and after nothing was found, they gave him 3 enemas. Back to back to back.
Poop it out, man!
No.
Poop it out!
All that's coming out is just water and poop. no drugs. So then they take him, and alright, this is all what I heard, but I'm pretty sure this is how it went down, because there's medical proof from the doctors that did this, and I guess it was in the police statement as well. I don't know why the police would fucking just admit to all this like it was a normal thing that happened, but they like sedated the dude and x-rayed him and shit. So he was held for like 12 hours for like possible drug shit going on that was never found. Then they're like, all right, our bad. See you later, dude.
Hope your butt's okay. Like, that's it. Just, well, you know, I guess you get a colon cleanse on the government's buck, though. Gotta find the positive.
But I don't know. You're a big police fan. Let's say you got pulled over and they thought you had some drugs, and they wanted to search your butt. What would your response be to, hey, let us search your butt with our fingers?
I'm like, hey, no, don't. Like, what else do you say? Like, I don't, drugs or no drugs, I don't want them in my butt.
Right, that's what I mean. You'd probably be like, hey, you can't do that. What is this guy thinking? Like, other than, I mean, did he want like a lawsuit? Because I mean, he has a huge lawsuit on his hands. But was he forced into this? Like, they should have never.
Did they arrest him before they put their hands in his butt, or was this on the side of the road that they were getting up in there, or what? Trying to find out.
I don't know. I'm thinking they x-rayed him somewhere else. I don't know if you could just bring one of those to the side of the road. I'm thinking a few fingers got into the butt on the side of the road. Once it got into the enemas and those other departments, I mean, they didn't like pull him into the grass to shit into the grass or anything, I wouldn't think, but
wow. Well, I mean, they did say that apparently he's known to have hidden stuff in his butt previously.
Oh.
But I don't know if that's true or not. That sounds like some nonsense. Where is there a note on file for that? Anal history or something?
Well, you know, if you got arrested in the past and had a history of an anal history, whatever you said.
It'd have to be something really bad, like cocaine or some heroin or something for me to consider going up my butt. If it's just some weed, just, you know, you can have it. I'll maybe hide it somewhere. If you ask me if you can search my car, I'll say no.
Right.
But you don't have to say yes.
Right, that's what I mean. Like, so what is this guy doing the whole time? He either likes the fingers in the butt and the water in his butt and the x-rays and whatnots, or he thought he was going to get a lawsuit out of it, which he has, and will probably just knock out of the park. But I don't know how that works, where the police were like, do this, and he could have been no. Like, did he ever say no?
Well, maybe because he's had a past that there was probable cause for them to enter his butthole.
Right, like a warrant for his butthole. Because they got a warrant to search him.
I mean...
So they got the butthole warrant and just went to town.
Yeah. Apparently those don't take time like the other ones do. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, they got a judge on the phone, and they're like, dude, we think something's in this guy's butt. Sign off on it. And the judge is like, right away, I would like to know what is in that man's anus.
You gentlemen proceed as requested.
Proceed to the fullest extent of the law.
Maybe they ran out of enemas, so that's when they switched to the x-ray. Because when you're packing up the supplies for the day, you're checking everything. Like, do you think to yourself that you're going to run out of enemas?
Yeah.
Like it's going to be a especially enema-filled day, and maybe pack a few more? Or
I don't know. I mean, you think three should take care of it. I'll leave room for my, beef jerky or whatever else I can fit in the bag. And
the drugs are, I mean, useless at that point anyways, right? If they're not coming out with an enema, the guy is not going to get them back if they're up there.
I mean, I don't think that was really the point. If there were drugs, it's not like the cops would be like, oh, well, he can't use them, and neither could anyone else, so he's good.
More like, we've already had 2 enemas up his ass. We're going to see this through to the end.
I mean, they were determined.
Yeah.
Surely they would have found something if it was there. But I don't know. Thought it might tickle your fancy. The little
No.
police going above and beyond with their duties there.
Yeah. Of course, nothing surprises me these days, but hope that's never me out there with fingers up my butt.
Me too. One at the most.
Are they gentle, do you think, or?
I mean,
because you have a choice as the cop. You know,
they clip their nails beforehand.
You're getting in there either way. You could be mean and forceful about it, or you could be nice and easy. You know, it's a choice, I think. Probably speaks volumes to the type of cop that he is.
I wish there was some type of joke. You got any jokes? Pig finger bacon? Any cop finger in the butt jokes? Are there any famous ones out there?
How many cops does it take to put in an enema?
How many? All right. Well,
I don't know.
That was a fun podcast for the week. I'm glad we got together to do this again.
Is it early? 45 minutes, it feels like, maybe.
We're at about 56.
What?
Got to toss in the little intro track and maybe a little bonus feature. I know you liked last week's bonus.
Maybe put I loved it. In fact, it was very strange. I'd recommend for anyone listen through the other one to completion. Maybe put the Miss Doubtfire at the end there, or some K-pop. Maybe you check on some K-pop and you see what I'm talking about. Give it the craze.
All right, I'll look into that then. I mean, with realizing that Bill Burr does the fuck you, I guess we can't, or he says go fuck yourself. Whatever. I don't have a new sign off, so we'll just let it sit there awkwardly, and then it'll end. Bye.
Oh man, I like a shirt.
Thanks. This is the one we talked about last week.
Yeah.
All right, but for real, let's be done. Okay.
My eye twitching? Something's wrong with my eyes. God. Having a seizure. Someone help! Someone help!